So for the push-ups, I'm going to lower these handles a little bit. And again, I can adjust the height to make it tougher or easier. So I get myself set in a nice plank position. Lower your self-control. Push together. You can see I'm shaking. This is a tough one. Controlling next to the chest. Drive those handles together. If I want to make this a little easier, I become a little more upright. So my body's on more of an incline, closer to 45 degrees. This is easier. And if I want to make it tougher, I can get lower here. Control. The heavier you are, of course, you're working with your body weight. So we find our position, control, and drive. Control.
Nice.
And if I want to get really crazy, I would get my feet up there and get on a decline. So I'm going to do a reverse fly. Reverse fly, I'm focusing on opening up, squeezing those shoulder blades together as I open. I'm working my rear delts, rhomboids, and traps. I'm really opening and pulling together. A stretch and a squeeze. So again, I set it up, opening up, controlling on the way down. Really feeling those shoulder blades pinch together and control. We don't want to let the weight drop like that. So it's all about controlling it, getting that eccentric, or that lowering. It starts to get a little tough and you want to keep going. Bring your body a little more upright, and that's going to be a little easier for those beginners or as you start to fatigue and get to the end of your set. And then one last time, if I want to make it tougher, get really low and open up. Whew. Cool. So doing a row, focusing on our back and our biceps. So we can start kind of moderate, shoot those hips up, big pull, get those handles or the hands next to your chest, squeeze those shoulder blades together. Want to make this a little tougher, get lower, shooting those hips up. So now we're making gravity pull us a little harder, making that resistance a little tougher for us. And if I want to make it easier, I can go the opposite way, kind of straighten my legs out. This is going to be a lot easier. You start to burn out or you're getting started. So for a tricep press, it's almost like a skull crusher. I want to think about bending at the elbow, not the shoulder. I'm stretching and then squeezing those triceps. I'm going to use my body weight with this strap. So I'm going to create minimal tension to start, feel it out. Let my elbows get near my eyebrows, and then I bend at the elbow, stretching the tricep, kick forward. Stretch the tricep, kick forward. Again, not letting those shoulders move, thinking just elbow. Now, want to make it tougher? I get myself a little more flat. Stretch the tricep and drive. Big stretch, squeeze those triceps. So the bicep curl, we're thinking again, elbow joint is what we want to focus on. We want to keep those shoulders in one position. Let's start by making it easy. So I want to pop those elbows up, and then I extend, and then curl to my forehead or the top of my skull. I don't want to let those elbows come down. Again, I'm keeping them up in position and pull up here. That's a little too easy. Let's get lower and pull to the top of the skull. Stretch the bicep, squeeze. So again, big squeeze. We don't want to let the shoulders start to move in this position. So I'll start with a squat. Get my arms kind of extended. Push the hips back, sink into the heels, keeping those knees right over the toes or the heels and driving up. So as I go down, the arms extend, kind of supporting me, but I want to put most of that weight in my legs and make those legs do the work. Now you want to get crazy, throw in some jumps. We're going to jump at the top, squat, kind of use that as support. Pistol squats, we're going single leg, sink that hip, drive it up. Kind of using those arms to support, but you want the legs to do most of that work. Both sides, of course. Yep. Okay, so we'll do a step back lunge. We're going to sink into that front heel, drop that back knee, back up. Get in a nice rhythm, pushing through that front heel. Let that back knee bend as you go down. And of course, you gotta make sure you do both sides. Stay nice and even. So a single leg lunge, we're gonna do the same thing, but we're not gonna let that back foot or leg touch the ground. So sink back, boom, sink back. Again, staying rooted in that front heel, keeping that knee safe, making those quads, hamstrings, and glutes do the work. Both sides. If you start to fatigue, you can just regress into planting that foot. So you can find the stairs. Big stretch in the Achilles and the calves. Squeeze at the top. Squeeze through that big toe. Squeeze. Again, you can play with the different feet positions, so angle those toes out. Big stretch, squeeze, squeeze, and then the last one will be toes together, heels out, big stretch, squeeze. Big stretch and squeeze. I'm doing a regular crunch, knee tuck here. I can get a little side action, going left and right, alternating. I can go pike. Mountain climbers, you're alternating. Really getting going on those. Okay, so I'm going to throw in tuck, push up, tuck. I can get crazy and do a pike with a push up. So I'm laying down, hands out, hips up. I'm curling my heels towards my butt. I want to make that harder. I drive the hips up. Oh, and if you're doing it right, you're going to feel those hamstrings wanting to cramp up right away. So if you want to make it a little easier, don't let those hips come up. Just keep them just hovering above the ground. And again, one more time, make it harder. Hips get really high. Woo! That'll do the trick.